Picture this. You've just checked into your new hotel room and you spot an odd-looking gadget mounted on the wall. It's something you've never seen before, something out of the ordinary. You investigate and find out it's a trouser press. Forget about your handy travel steam iron. This medieval-looking device heats up to 145 degrees Fahrenheit, made to banish those stubborn creases from your trousers. But this is just the beginning. We're about to embark on a journey, a quest to uncover some of the most bizarre inventions that have shaped our world. From the mundane to the extraordinary, these creations, often overlooked, have left an undeniable mark on our lives. So buckle up, get ready to have your mind blown, and let's dive into the world of the weird and the wonderful. Welcome, my friends, to the wonderful world of strange and arcane inventions. I'm your host, Stephen, and I'm so excited to be taking you on this journey of discovery. We're going to be looking at some of the most bizarre, the most head-scratching, and yet the most brilliant inventions that mankind has ever come up with. Some of these are modern marvels, while others are footnotes of history. But they all have one thing in common. They all add to mankind's journey into the extraordinary. Now, when I say extraordinary, I don't necessarily mean successful. Some of these inventions were brilliant in their conception, but failed miserably in their execution. Others were just plain weird, but they still managed to capture our imaginations. But all of them, in their own way, have helped to shape the world we live in today. So what are we waiting for? Let's dive in. Have you ever looked at a fire extinguisher and thought, man, that thing is ugly? It would clash terribly with my decor? Okay, maybe that's just me. But someone, somewhere, must have thought the same thing because they went ahead and invented the Artful fire extinguisher. This isn't your average clunky red fire extinguisher. No, sir, this fire extinguisher is a work of art. It's disguised as a beautiful bottle, something you might see on display in a museum or art gallery, but don't let its delicate appearance fool you. This thing is ready to fight fire at a moment's notice. So, how does it work? Simple. In a fire emergency, you grab this beautiful bottle and hurl it to the floor. No, seriously, you chuck it like a baseball. The impact shatters the bottle, releasing the liquid inside. This liquid then quickly spreads across the floor, suppressing the flames and creating a clear escape path. It's ingenious, it's effective, and it looks great on your mantelpiece. Now that's what I call thinking outside the box. Chapter 3. Engelbart's first computer mouse. All right, let's take a trip down memory lane and talk about a little invention that revolutionized the way we interact with computers. No, I'm not talking about the touchscreen, though that's pretty cool too. I'm talking about the one, the only, the original computer mouse. Now, before you start picturing the sleek, ergonomic mice we have today, let me introduce you to its ancestor Engelbart's first computer mouse from the 1960s. This bad boy was a far cry from the mice we know and love. It was made of wood, for crying out loud, and it had just 2 wheels and 1 button. Can you imagine trying to navigate the internet with that thing? But you know what? It worked. It may have been clunky and awkward, but it allowed users to control a computer cursor with a level of precision that was unheard of at the time. And it paved the way for the development of the modern computer mouse, a device that has become so ubiquitous, so essential, that we hardly even notice it anymore. Oh, and the nickname mouse? That came from the device's tail-like cord. I guess it kind of resembled a little rodent scurrying across a desk. Who knew that such a humble invention would go on to change the world? Engelbart's vision didn't stop at the mouse. He foresaw a future where computers would become an integral part of our daily lives, enhancing our ability to solve complex problems and communicate with one another. His work laid the foundation for many of the interactive technologies we take for granted today, from graphical user interfaces to collaborative software. Engelbart and his team at the Stanford Research Institute worked tirelessly to bring this vision to life, experimenting with different designs and concepts to improve human-computer interaction. In 1968, Engelbart gave what is now known as the mother of all demos, where he showcased the mouse and other groundbreaking technologies, leaving the audience in awe. Today, the computer mouse is a testament to Engelbart's ingenuity and determination. It's a reminder of how far we've come and how one simple idea can spark a technological revolution. As we look to the future, who knows what new innovations will emerge? But one thing is certain, Engelbart's legacy will continue to inspire generations of inventors and technologists. So, the next time you click, scroll, or drag, take a moment to appreciate the humble beginnings of the computer mouse and the visionary who made it all possible. Engelbart's first computer mouse may have been simple, but its impact on the world of technology is anything but. It's a small device with a big legacy. Chapter 4, the food pusher. Okay, this next invention might seem a bit mundane, but trust me, it's a fascinating little piece of culinary history. I'm talking about the food pusher. Now, I know what you're thinking. A food pusher? What in the world is that? Well, my friends, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a tool designed to push food. Riveting, right? But hold on, there's more to it than meets the eye. This isn't just some random utensil you find at the back of your grandma's drawer. The food pusher, my friends, is a precision instrument. It's typically made of silver, often engraved with intricate designs, and it's used to push food onto forks or spoons with the utmost elegance and precision. You see, back in the day when etiquette reigned supreme and table manners were a matter of great importance, the food pusher was an indispensable tool for any discerning diner. It allowed you to maintain a certain decorum while navigating your plate, ensuring that every bite was perfectly presented. And you know what's even more fascinating? The food pusher is still relevant today. That's right. This seemingly antiquated tool has found a new lease on life in the modern kitchen. It's used in food processors, of all things, to push ingredients down towards the blades. Who would have thought that a tool designed for 18th century dining etiquette would be used to make smoothies in the 21st century? It just goes to show that good design never goes out of style. Let's delve a bit deeper into its history. The food pusher first appeared in the 1800s, during a time when dining was an elaborate affair. Meals were multi-course events, and each course required its own set of utensils. The Victorian era, in particular, saw the rise of specialized utensils, and the food pusher was among them. It was a symbol of sophistication and refinement. These tools were often passed down through generations, becoming cherished family heirlooms. The intricate designs and craftsmanship made them not just functional, but also beautiful pieces of art. Today, while we may not use food pushers in the same way, their legacy lives on. In professional kitchens, chefs use similar tools to ensure precision and consistency in their dishes. And in our homes, the concept of the food pusher has evolved. We use spatulas, scrapers, and other tools to achieve the same goal, making sure every bite is just right. So the next time you see a food pusher, whether in a museum or a modern kitchen, take a moment to appreciate its history and the role it has played in the evolution of dining. It's a small tool with a big story, a testament to the enduring importance of good design and thoughtful craftsmanship. And who knows, maybe one day you'll find yourself using a food pusher, carrying on a tradition that spans centuries. After all, in the world of culinary arts, every tool has its place, and every piece of history has its story to tell. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of the food pusher. Stay tuned for more fascinating stories from the world of culinary tools. Chapter 5, Horse-Drawn Vacuum Cleaner and Early Air Conditioning. All right, get ready for this one because we're about to travel back in time to an era when cleaning your house involved horsepower. Literally. Imagine a time when the clatter of hooves on cobblestone streets was a common sound, and the sight of a horse-drawn carriage was an everyday occurrence. I'm talking about the horse-drawn vacuum cleaner, a behemoth of an invention that roamed the streets of early 20th century London. This wasn't just any ordinary cleaning device, it was a marvel of engineering for its time. Picture this. It's a hot summer day, and you're strolling down a cobblestone street when you hear a deafening roar. The noise is unlike anything you've ever heard before, a mechanical symphony that drowns out the usual city sounds. You turn the corner and there it is, in all its glory, a massive horse-drawn carriage, but instead of passengers, it's carrying a giant, noisy contraption. This machine was the epitome of innovation, designed to bring cleanliness to the urban landscape. This, my friends, is the horse-drawn vacuum cleaner. It was a sight to behold, a true testament to human ingenuity and the lengths we would go to maintain cleanliness. This monstrous machine worked by parking outside a house, connecting a long hose through a window, and then using the horse-drawn engine to create suction. The hose would snake its way into the home, reaching every nook and cranny. It was loud, it was cumbersome, and it probably scared the living daylights out of the horses. But it got the job done. The noise was a small price to pay for the cleanliness it brought. And speaking of keeping things cool, let's talk about another invention that might seem a bit out there. Dr. John Goring's attempt at air conditioning in 1842. This was a time when the concept of indoor climate control was still in its infancy. Now, before you start picturing window units and central air, Dr. Goring's invention was a bit more rudimentary. It was a far cry from the sleek, efficient systems we have today. He used a system of ice, water, and fans to cool hospital rooms. The idea was to create a more comfortable environment for patients, especially during the sweltering summer months. It wasn't exactly efficient, and it probably required a small army of people to keep it running, but it was an early attempt at controlling the climate indoors. The system was labor-intensive, but it represented a significant step forward in the quest for comfort. And let's face it, any relief from the sweltering summer heat was probably a godsend back then. The innovation, though primitive, laid the groundwork for the advanced air conditioning systems we rely on today. It was a glimpse into a future where indoor comfort would become a standard expectation. From the 1913 electric refrigerator born out of Persian ice pits, all the way to 19th century vending machines, these inventions redefine our understanding of resourcefulness. And who can forget the historic 1939 remote control, looking like a rotary phone but underscoring the future of wireless controls? Every day we stand on the shoulders of inventive giants. Their ingenuity reverberates through our lives, and their outside-the-box thinking continues to inspire us. So until next time, stay curious and keep exploring with us at Eskimos.